Hello, 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 everyone. It's your girl, Self Carrie, your empowerment astrologer. I'm here with another episode of Waking Up to Your Worth. And this is a very, very special episode for me because I get to talk to one of my dear childhood friends about when she woke up to her worth and how more and more of us, especially Black women, are waking up to our worth. This is Mpho Perras. She is a licensed marriage and family therapist. Thank you so much, Mpho, for joining us today.
Oh, thank you for having me, Carrie. This is wonderful. I'm so excited about our conversation.
I've been, I think everybody was kind of a fan of yours when I was in
Oh,
high school.
thank you. Yes,
I
I
mean,
believe that.
you do,
I'm
right?
going to
Like, I
own that.
know,
I'm going to own that. We're talking
thank
about
you,
worth?
right?
Yes.
Mpho was like popular girl, okay?
Yes,
And
yes.
everybody really looked up to you. And I know I did as well, and I do as well. I was thinking about who I wanted to talk to about this specific topic when I was thinking about waking up to my own worth as a Black woman. I thought, let me talk to my friend Mpho. I'm pretty sure that she has some stories about it. You have children, you have daughters.
Yes.
It's like you know firsthand what we're talking about, and I'd love to put it into the context of astrology and where we are right now too.
It's good. Let's do it.
When I said the podcast is called Waking Up to Your Worth, what did you think?
Oof. I've had a lot of awakenings. I was just
Yeah.
like, I was thinking of like, God, which ones?
Which
There's
one?
been so many. There's been so many, but yes, there are moments where I'm like, what am I doing here? I'm sleeping in this certain area of my life. It's time to wake up. I'm worth more than this. I'm worth more than this. So yes, I have plenty of examples for you. But yes, I knew it exactly when you said that. I'm like, I know what you're talking about.
Do you have a moment or a story about when you first realized that you hadn't been
I
feeling
was
worthy?
right,
Yeah.
feeling worthy. So I remember I was probably 25 years old. I had been dating someone for a few years, and it began to be off and on. He got involved with somebody else, and I finally knew about it. And he's like, "Well, I like both of you, so I want to date both." And I was like, "Okay," because I don't want to be alone, right?
Right.
So I'd rather
Right.
I'll get slim pickings here, breadcrumbs, as they call it. So I remember doing that for like 6 months, and she'd have a weekend, I'd have a weekend. I'm like, okay, and just I'd have a okay time while I'm there, but I knew, oh, I gotta go pack my bag because she's coming in again. And I had
Uh,
finally graduated college. I was working, and I'm like, but what am I doing here? So I remember the last phone call. He's like, all right, so we'll talk soon, and we'll figure out a weekend. And I hung up the phone. I said, no, I can't do this. I am worth so much more than this. So I never called him again. And that was that.
wow. Damn.
That was the first time. I was like, oh, and I had had all these, again, we'll probably get into it, the father stuff. So
Right.
relationships, it was like, let me just hold on. I can't let this one go, right? Dad left. I can't. But I went, but I feel terrible about myself. I'm, packing my bag and sneaking out so she can come in. What? I'm worthy of more than this. I'm
Right.
worthy of more than this. So that was when I was like, okay, the needle was moving
The
finally.
neat.
Like, yeah, yeah.
And about how old were you at that time? What
I
was
think I
your
was 20,
age?
25, 26.
25, 20. Girl,
Yes.
some people don't ever get there. So 25,
Ooh.
26.
Yep. Yep. So that was the beginning. That was the beginning of okay. And after that, I started to date a lot, and I knew it's like okay, nope. A lot of these are not my worth, not my worth. So it was the beginning of me being able to walk away from relationships, and that was huge. So yes, I was able to start doing that, and I did it a lot, and it was hard. It was hard, but again, I kept like waking up to my worth. I'm like, I'm worth more. I'm worth more.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's an ongoing thing, it sounds like you think it's not
Yes.
a one and done.
Nope, not a one and done. And it's every parts of your life too. I mean, there's work. How do you walk away from maybe a career or a boss or a job that's not treating you what you're worth, right? It's relationships, right? It might be friendships, right? Family
Right.
members, all of it.
All of
Every
it.
part of your life. It's like, okay, what am I worth here? I'm worth more than the way I'm being treated.
What did it feel like? Like when you were talking about packing up your bags and going to, to see this guy and then having a deadline, like
Yep.
did you notice differences within like your body patterns or even the way that you navigated the world outside of him?
I felt sick to my stomach. I was just like, there was, so the emotions were shame, embarrassment.
Yes, did you tell people like that this was the arrangement?
Nope. Nope.
You can't
I don't
believe
even,
it.
yeah, it was just like, yeah, I have a boyfriend. I just said I have a boyfriend because we've been dating so long,
Right.
but I didn't tell him about the breakups. I told some of my close friends, and they were like, "Ooh, girl," and I was like, "It's fine, it's fine." Almost like this is all I'm gonna get, so why not?
Right.
Why not?
Right.
But tightness in my chest, stomach aches. Now looking back, hair falling out. I'm like, what's going on
Really?
here? Yes, yes. So I did. I noticed, I'd, hunched over, sneaking out, not really feeling proud of myself. I'd go to
Right.
work and be this rock star at my job, right? And have it together there. And then just knowing that, no, I don't feel good about myself and in relationships.
Did it affect how you trusted yourself?
It did. It did. It's like I was like, I can't trust myself in relationships. I can't.
Ooh, that's
So the other
rough.
part of that is that's why I stayed too. It's like I don't know what I'm doing. Why go out there and try to date when I don't know what I'm doing here? So let me just stay right here. I don't trust myself to pick another person that's good for me. And he was a nice. I always say he was a nice guy. He was a nice guy, right? Because I had been with someone that wasn't nice. I'm like, well, he's nice.
Yeah. Oh, girl, that's it too, right?
Yes,
Well,
yes.
I love that you bring up the nice guy thing because I wanted to ask about how much of societal conditioning comes into play regarding men or women
Yes.
whoever's listening to this, but like the idea of I have to do this or I have to have somebody, how do you think society has conditioned or
Have to
in
have
that
the
way?
nice guy, or just have to? Oh, just have to have somebody.
Have to have somebody.
I think, now I think it's different. I mean, maybe now because I'm older, I see it. Like a lot of single women, they're happy to be single, right? They're, living their best lives. They're traveling. They're doing all the things. So I'm like, okay. But for me, I just felt like, especially right after college, a lot of my friends got married at 24. That was like the golden
Oh,
age. The first round. There's several golden times, and you
yes.
can tell me if that matches up with astrology too. Because it's
Yes,
like,
yes.
but there seems like, okay, right after college, you at 24. So I'm 24, 25, and everybody's getting married. I'm like, oh shoot. Well, at least I got a relationship, right? So I felt pressure to
Oh,
stay because I'm like, well, maybe there'll be a ring soon, or at least I have someone to go out with. Because if they're getting married, we're not hanging out anymore. We're not partying and doing what we need to do, right?
right.
So I think now it's different. I don't know, maybe someone would think differently, but yeah, but looking back at that time, I really felt like I was pressured. I
Yeah.
felt pressured to have somebody. And then it kind of, went away. And then the next stage, 28, 29, people started getting married again. I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know. Yep. And then we get into our 30s. I still wasn't married. I was like, oh.
You
even,
said,
even my mom's like, everything okay? Started to get it maybe from family and the even
uh,
okay, So yeah, and I work with women every single day, and yeah, they do feel pressure. That is true. Yeah, maybe I
yeah.
see it differently now because I'm older, but I think we all kind of felt it, especially women compared to men.
Right. A
Yeah,
pressure to like a timeline.
yeah,
Like
that
it's,
timeline.
you know,
Yeah,
like
and
what do you,
a big timeline is a lot of my women now are the kids, right? The pressure of fertility, and so that adds
right.
on a lot of pressure, and there's a lot of tears and
Mm.
just when am I going to do this because I need to have this baby, and
Oof.
oof, yeah,
Oh, that's stressful.
Yes, it is. It
Yeah.
is. Yep.
At 24, I can't, I mean, when I think of myself at 24, there was no, like, you hadn't even had enough different types of like relationships to know what you
True.
liked in
I had a
somebody.
big two.
You said,
But you know what? Yeah. But I was different. Like you said, yeah, different. Looking back, I'm like, oh, that was young. But I figured college, job. What was next?
oh, I feel you, girl.
Right? What
Exactly.
was
The same thing. It's
next?
like boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
Here we go.
This is the
Yeah, yeah,
order
yeah.
of things.
This is the order of things,
But now
which
the other part
now,
of now it's different. It's you can have women have their career now, right? So in a longer career and getting the promotion and okay now let me think about marriage.
right.
Right?
There's a lot more options now. And I also think that the pressure has softened quite a bit,
Sure.
right?
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And let's talk about what this was like specifically for Black women. You know, this kind of like the conditioning of you must keep something that might be toxic and doesn't
Sure.
align with you, but
Sure.
you know,
Yep.
what have you found around
Well,
that?
I think for me, growing up in a predominantly white area, even going to college in a white
That's what,
area, girl.
you and me both, girl. Okay,
So when
okay,
I saw that black man, I was like, ooh,
yeah.
ooh. Already bad after that. Like, oh my God. But yeah, it was yeah, it was tough to date sometimes, right? Because there weren't many. Again, at that time, I was just like, no, I want to, date black men, and so it was just like, okay, now that I have somebody, gotta hold on to this.
That now that is interesting. So you were encouraged to date Black men, or where
Not
do you think you got
that.
that from?
I think I just naturally just wanted to. Yeah, there
Oh,
was no
interesting.
pressure from my parents. No, no.
Ah,
I was just like, oh, I love black men, and I'm like black man,
and
dark
they
in the
weren't a
vein.
lot where
Yeah.
we were. That's why I'm just like, where'd you get that from?
Well, it's
Because
funny. I joke around because I went to Sonoma State, and then
ah,
so when they got rid of the football team,
girl, you said
they were all gone. I was like, wait,
you said I came here
I know.
for
But it
the
was
Black
so
men.
obvious. It was like, oh, okay. Oh my goodness, yes, yeah.
That is a really interesting thing. Just side note about the encouragement to date a Black man. I did not personally have that, although my stepfather was white,
Yeah,
and so
sure.
it was a very different experience for me. It
Yep.
was just kind of like, there's not any around here, no way,
Right.
and the one you see every day ain't Black. So,
Black. Yep.
so I didn't feel that pressure to date
Yes.
specifically Black men, but
Sure.
definitely the pressure to like something is incomplete about you as a girl in particular, right? Guys who didn't have girlfriends, it was kind of like, well, he can just do what he
Yep.
wants to, he's just playing the field.
Yep.
With girls, it's like, oh, nobody likes you yet.
Yeah.
You didn't get
Yes.
a little rose on Valentine's. Oh,
Yes. And how does
that
that
kind of
affect
thing.
your worth, right?
Yes, and
Oof.
society really backs that up,
Oh, sure.
especially.
Yep.
So, I wanted us to talk a little bit about that. What was that? We both grew up in a small town. We were not too many Black people, let
Nope.
alone Black men or Black women
Yes.
there.
Yes.
And did you? I mean, I know you excelled and you're very popular.
Yep.
And that is a comforting thing, to know that you have like like that kind of adoration from people.
Yes.
But do you think there were any clues or anything that showed up that said like I'm different and my pool of people that I can choose from is limited?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I flourished there, and I came, just before our town, I had been in a predominantly black city, and I was bullied. I was bullied big
Oh,
time. Yes. Again, as a kid, it looks like it was 5 years, but I think it was only like 1 year, so it
wow.
was a lot. So our town was kind of like a respite. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm not being called a name and made for my height and everything else about me. So that was interesting to be, to be embraced by, where we grew up, even though, yes, I did know I was different, but it was still like, oh, and it would, you'd expect it maybe to be the opposite. Even though on the second day I was riding my bike, I was called the N word by these two kids. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, welcome to.
And then it was a weekend. Then I went to school that day, that for the first day of school, and I saw them at the school, and they were like, "Hey," and I was like, so it was almost like, okay. But after that, never had any kind of experience like that. But yeah, but I always knew I was different, with my my name and the way I looked. And again, there weren't that many of us in the school.
Right.
But oh yeah, like I knew even going back home, I still see that I don't know if it's changed. I was looking the other day going, it hasn't really changed much here.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I go up
years.
there,
Yeah.
and I visit folks. I still have great friends from
Sure.
high school,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, I don't, I mean, it is so much more about, I think, how you're treated than the actual demographics, right?
Yes, yes.
And
Yep.
I didn't feel like I was treated a certain way, although you definitely heard stories and things like that.
Sure.
And me personally didn't think
Sure.
that. But I can definitely see how, just the way society makes it seem like you're not enough.
Yes.
Like you're already coming in at a deficit, even if
Right.
it's very subtle.
Right.
It's like if you're overweight. I was overweight in high school. And so you're already coming in like you're not quite, that kind of thing. So you're going to
Yes.
have to make up for
You have
that.
to make up for it. Yep. Oh yeah.
And in doing that,
Yep.
sometimes you lower your worth. You take on something that isn't aligned to you,
Sure.
just so that you can feel good enough that day, you know?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, and talking about worth, it's like I think a year after we got to our town, it was my father left. So that changed everything, finances. So that was,
Oh,
getting the shopping at the good shopping at Goodwill when it wasn't cool. It
right,
wasn't
right
perfect,
before,
right?
right.
It was sneaking in and going, I
Hey,
hope nobody sees me.
yeah.
It was the meal tickets at school. Now that's where I knew I was like, oh, I have to go this special line with my meal ticket, and hoping I think the other kids could see like, oh, she's in the special line to get
Oh,
the special meal with her ticket. So yeah, that's where I started to notice. It wasn't race; it was more finance. I mean, there was some race,
finances.
but the finances was huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, lived in an apartment throughout the childhood, and yeah, so that's where or people would go and do sleepovers or have fancy Guess jeans,
Right. Oh, yeah.
Swatch
Labels.
watch.
Yeah.
Oh my God, no, mine was Goodwill Mervin's. Mervin's on a
Girl.
good day.
Yeah. We're on a good day. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the worthiness too. Like, wow, I can't get that stuff. I can't get the jean jacket. No, can't get the
Right.
Nikes, Adidas, whatever else was
There
out
were
at that time.
so many labels
Yes.
we grew up with. I mean, more, they
Yes.
grew up with way more now.
Oh yeah.
Like the Air
Easily.
Jordan, the Jordans
Yes.
situation.
Oh God, nope. Not doing anything about it. Those came out. I was like, no, you don't even
My
buy it.
nephew literally keeps the boxes
Oh my
of
God.
them and like has them on the wall like a display, like it's a Foot Locker, like
Yeah.
he's in
Oh yeah.
his room is a store.
Yep.
I mean, back in the
Yep.
day, he's older now. He's got
Okay.
his own kids, but I
Yeah.
mean, you're
Yep.
just. And I remember going in there and being like, this is a thing,
This is it. Yep.
Your
Sure is.
worth is being displayed on your wall in the form of shoe
Shoe
boxes,
boxes. Yep. Yep.
But I'm glad you mentioned this part about it's not just about race. It's not even just about gender. It's socioeconomic. It
Yep.
could be if you had an illness,
Your illness. Yep.
disability,
Yes.
anything.
Yeah. You have a father and I don't, right?
You
I
have
mean,
a
just
father.
yeah.
You
Father
have a
daughter
father and I
dance.
don't.
No, I
Oh my
can't do
God.
it.
Rites of passage,
Yes. Yes.
getting school clothes for the
Yes.
beginning of the school year
That's
and going
right.
to Goodwill.
That's right. You got it. You got it. Yeah.
There's a lot of ways that our worth is damaged and we don't even realize
Oh
it.
yeah.
And
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, I think this is one of the reasons I became an astrologer when I started studying it, because I started realizing like astrology is, it's like the story of our human evolution,
Yes. Yes.
And you were mentioning earlier, like certainly in midlife, there's markers in astrology that talk
Yep.
about when this is going to happen and this,
Yes.
is going to happen or
Yeah.
that kind of thing. And so recently, as I was starting to kind of study what was coming up next in astrology, work with my clients, like, hey, what can they expect next? There's some major transit that came in, and that is called Saturn, moving into the sign of Aries, which Saturn had been in sign of Pisces. And for those who are new to astrology, I'd like to break it down like a little math equation. Saturn is the energy that we're talking about here. And if you ever want to get an idea of how a planet works, just take a look at what it looks like.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
So Saturn is a planet that has rings around it.
Yes.
So it represents constriction, but it also represents like training wheels,
Okay.
like you have a safe space.
Yep.
It's going to take a little time. It's going to take some discipline, but you're going to get there because I'm holding you. Right.
Yes. Yes.
And when you pair it with a certain zodiac sign, that tells you what is being held. That's what's being nurtured.
Okay.
That's literally what's being fathered. Okay.
Father. Yep.
With those training wheels. And when Saturn moved into the sign of Aries, it meant Aries is that kind of little boy's first sign of the zodiac. It's like the original little masculine, the like, I can do it. I'm a little warrior, like that kind of thing.
Yes.
Every one of us, regardless of gender or orientation, has an Aries in our chart, has that place where Aries, where we are a little bit of a warrior, like we just kind of take it on the chin and we, but, if we don't have those training wheels, it can go off a little bit. And so as soon as I saw that Saturn and Aries transit coming in, I was like, oh, this is about us becoming our own fathers. Like we're like kind of really recognizing the father wound if we have it, and then reparenting ourselves in this area. Saturn is giving us these little training wheels and saying, it's going to take some time, some discipline, but I'm going to coach you, right? Because that's like a real dad is a coach, right?
Yes.
Recognizes you're not always going to win the game,
Right.
but I'm still going to be here. We're going to try again next
Go
week,
try again.
right?
Yes. Yes.
That's dad. And that's where confidence comes from.
Yes.
So
Agreed.
that's why I really wanted to speak with you too, Mpho, because I know that you have clients, specifically women, but also I imagine do you have some men too that are dealing with their father wounds or, have had that experience of a dad leaving. Like you talked about your dad was, the financial stability was
Yes.
gone.
Sure.
Your little training wheels were
Sure.
gone.
They were gone. You got it.
So I imagine more people are going to be waking up to this realization about how much their father wound might have affected them, but also needing someone to help them guide them through that. So how did you start to become that for your clients?
Oh yes, yeah. I'm sure I got into being a therapist because of my history and everything. But I got into it. I was more of a generalist, like helping everybody. But I just saw the same women kept coming in with the father wound, with either dad, was absent, left when they were babies, left when they were 11, 12 years old, or they had a dad in the house and he was emotionally unavailable. So I kept seeing that. I'm like, oh my goodness. But I didn't, say, oh, I'm a father wound therapist. I kept going, but it was just like, I was like, I know this. I felt this. And I wish I would have had somebody to help guide, with the training wheels to help me, work through this. So I'm going to commit to helping these women, first of all, recognize that there is the father wound, because a lot of women don't recognize it. They know their parents got divorced, dad wasn't around, but they don't see how it affects, their relationships, both platonic and romantic. It can affect the way you are at work. It can affect somatically your body, right? That wound, and I did a presentation. It's a silent, invisible wound, right? But it affects the way you see the world. It affects your confidence. It affects emotionally, guilt, shame, fear of abandonment, fear of
Wow.
making a mistake, perfectionism. I have to be perfect. Because if I'm not perfect, they'll leave. I tried to be perfect for dad. He left. right? So it affects, at work, seeking validation. I'm going to work overtime, not wanting to work overtime, but I want to be validated. I want someone to give me kudos.
Mm. Mm.
Yes. And then it comes out, somatically. I remember a lot of times stomach hurting, head hurting,
Mm.
hair falling out, especially stress, right?
Mm.
All of it plays out. Plays out. The thoughts about yourself, I'm not good enough. I'm
Yeah.
not worthy. I'm not a priority. I don't belong. Those are the biggest ones I see.
Okay. And did it show up in the men they chose?
Yes. Yes. I always tell people it's like self-esteem attracts. You're usually the level of self-esteem you are is who you attract. Right. Some people
Ooh.
think, oh, no, this person has higher self-esteem than me. No, no, they might come off that way. But underneath, obviously, because of the way you're being treated, there is a wound too.
Wow. So if you there is this thing, especially with women and things like hypergamy and things like that, where you're like, I need to find this man who makes all this money or who can do all these things.
Sure.
But you're saying that person, you might find that person, but they might have their own issue.
Insecurities.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Because money could be
Yeah.
just money, but there's that insecurity underneath.
Right. Like it doesn't
Yes.
mean anything if you have those things.
No. No.
Yeah, you
So
could
the
still be
goal
very
is to
insecure.
build your confidence so you can attract and meet people that are. And maybe that person doesn't have as much money, but he treats you well and he's confident and
Right.
will take you out. Hey.
You said take you out, take
No
you,
matter where he's
go
taking
go
you
to the
out, he's taking
park.
you out, treat you like a queen. Get you
Yes.
right.
Yeah. Well, also I
Yes.
imagine it's also part of it is like emotional intimacy, right? Because if you did not receive what that healthy emotional or like healthy anger,
Sure.
healthy, how to have a healthy fight,
Yes.
right? A
Yes.
healthy argument, like where
Yes.
you're like, nobody's leaving, we're in it. We're in this together.
Yep.
And the one thing is that none of us are leaving,
Yep. Yep.
like that affects your ability to be able to do that, not
Oh
having.
yes. Oh
Yeah.
yes. And maybe, a lot of times if you maybe didn't have the two parents in the house, you never got to see what
Mm.
conflict or communication looked like. It was maybe
Mm.
one-sided. Maybe it was just from mom. Or maybe it was dad was there, but he was emotionally unavailable. Him and mom didn't talk. So then you start to develop maybe big ones I see silent treatment,
Oh.
right? Sarcasm is a way people communicate. Again, these are not healthy. So,
Yeah.
right? Sarcasm, silent treatment, just anger, like aggressive, right? Passive, right? But they're all based in anger, and I don't know how to say it. So I am either not going to say it, give you the cold shoulder, yell at you, right? You might not have learned, because we usually learn our communication styles from our parents or caretaker.
So what is the fundamental thing that you believe that the father that is needed, that the father not having the healthy relationship with the father could have provided?
I think for me, I think it was protector, and not necessarily like, maybe there was, I would say, well, yeah, I would say protector in safety, right, feeling safe. And again, my mom did a good job as what
Absolutely.
she could, but I'm thinking, yeah, that protector figure, love, like I
Love.
love you. When you disappear, and you
Yeah.
don't call or write. I don't hear I love it here from my mom. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
It's nice.
Right, right. So yeah, protector, safety, emotional safety, and physical safety. Right. And
Well,
I'm
how
big.
does emotional safety play into that?
Well, just you know, letting me know that my feelings. It's okay to express my feelings, or letting me feel like I can be vulnerable. Right. That I can share things. That's emotional safety. That if I tell you I'm feeling sad, you won't get, oh, stop feeling sad, don't cry. It's like, oh, my feelings are safe, right? And then physical safety, sure, just physically, right? Luckily, hey, I'm 6'1". I was able to protect myself, but why was I trying to protect myself at 11?
Right. Exactly.
Well, I just, you know, and as Black
Yeah.
women, a lot of times people feel we're the most unprotected, right, out of everyone.
Right.
So it's like, look, I gotta protect myself. Now I really gotta protect myself because Dad's not around.
Right. So I would love to talk a little bit about, you talk about this connection with women and the challenging connections with their fathers and how worthiness can show up or not show up in their lives. Have you, through working with women, developed a way that they can develop this worthiness? Like even if maybe their father passed away or they never reconnected with the father, or have you developed some ways that women, it's not like a lost cause?
Yes, exactly. I think it's just first of all acknowledging that there's something going on here, and usually they do come to me. Usually it's relationship stuff, either wanting a relationship in a not the best relationship. And when I'm looking at it's like clockwork, looking at the intake, it's either Dad's name is missing, they have Dad's name but don't talk to, or a hole, or something there. I'm like, oh, right.
Yeah.
So just them seeing, okay, first of all, let's talk about Dad and how that leaving affected you. So I work with that, acknowledging that there's a connection between who you date and how you feel about yourself reflected in who you're dating. I love doing a relationship history, like a little, okay, let's talk about every single relationship, usually 1 year or more, situationships, how you just stayed, right? And they're like, oh
Right.
man, what about a lot of settling, right? A lot of the same guy, a lot of the emotional unavailable man. But also, I also let them know, and I see with them, I said, you were also played a part in this. You were emotionally unavailable too, right? It takes two usually.
Right. You chose that person.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So,
mean,
yeah.
people are not responsible for mistreatment. Like if they were
Yes.
treated a certain way, they're not
Yes.
responsible for that. But they are, we have to be held accountable
Yeah.
for the person you chose,
Yep.
right?
Yep. And seeing their relationship style. Are they, anxious and, needy because, they didn't get that growing up, right? Or they avoid it, like they dive in, but, ooh, you're getting too close. Maybe I have a fear of abandonment, so I'm going to, back off. So looking at that and just helping them, obviously building that self-esteem, right? We do exercises. I'll give them journaling assignments, even just name 5 things you like about yourself. And it stunts everybody. They're like, oh, wait, it's not about me, it's about him.
Yeah, right. This is if he hadn't showed up, everything would be okay.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, right. Self-compassion, right? Learning to
Mm,
give yourself some grace, right? Forgive yourself for a lot of these relationships or past, patterns. It's okay, right? And then we
it
work
is
on maybe
okay.
some of the father stuff. Maybe a lot of times dad's not in their life. So how do you work on just writing? I do a lot of letter writing, like writing him a letter, and you don't have to send. We're not sending it to him, but just writing it out.
Right.
What do you need to say to him? And then get some
Mm.
powerful stuff. We got a lot of tears and anger, and it's like let's start releasing this.
Do you find that, now we're in, especially after COVID, we're in this period of even less communication, and online dating, right? And
Sure.
things where people are having access to all kinds of people all over the world.
Yes.
And then also having to communicate with them in these very kind of dry and non nuanced ways.
Yep.
Do you find that that has helped or hurt women or people who carry this kind of father wound?
I think it can go great. It can be great. It can be, yeah, it depends where you're at in your stage. So if you're still in it and you're not feeling good about yourself, you have the fear of abandonment, if the person you just went out to doesn't text you back, we're in trouble. It's waiting by that phone. Oh my God, what happened? I don't understand what happened. I'm probably not good enough. I wasn't pretty enough. I mean, it's just like, I'm like, can you give the person like 10 minutes to text you back? But it can be, that's when I know I'm like, okay, we still have work to do, but it's like, it hurts them. They're crying. They're in session going, he never called me back. He ghosted me. Or they're yelling at the guy for not texting, and the guy's like, I'm out of here. I
Right.
just got to know you. So that can be hard if you still have that wound, right? But it could also be
Right.
the same as if you meet him in public, too. Like, oh, we had
Oh,
this date, didn't call me back, and here it is, bringing up the father stuff. Dad didn't call me back either, and now here this is, and it hits really hard. So it's separating. This is someone you're dating. This is your father. It's not one and the same. Okay.
I definitely have had that. I remember having those attachments to someone very quickly, and totally misreading the
Yes.
room. Just like misread. Oh, like he invited me to the museum. He must want to marry me.
Yes,
Like he
yes,
must.
yes.
Yes, right. And then, oh my God, just being devastated to find out that that was not the case.
Yes.
Well, I had a whole type that I really liked when I was younger, and that was, even though I had a father in the home, a stepfather, not a lot of communication,
Yeah.
so it was kind of like you use the boy that you're interested in to like
Yep.
as the
To
experiment,
replay it. Yep. To replay what
right?
you know.
To replay what you know. And
Yes.
I remember just being like, my type was like someone who had just gotten out of a breakup.
Oh,
Like
yes. The rebound.
that was my
Yep.
type, okay? Because it was just like, oh my God, do you need
Yeah.
somebody? Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Now
Yes.
I can be the dream girl. I can roll
Yes.
up.
Yep.
I'm
Save
never
you.
going to be, I can save you, like
Yes.
that was my type, girl. I wrote
Yes. You
very
remember?
bad
Yep.
poetry
Yep.
about that. Um,
Yes.
but it was like it was, I thought, I'm in this torturous relationship, like in my head, but that's not what's happening out there. Like that's not how they're receiving it.
No.
So is there a part of this is like fantasy too,
Sure. And I think it might be trying to heal that part, right? So I have women, they'll, pick somebody that's emotionally unavailable or doesn't really, isn't, kind of a situationship, won't commit, right? But there's part of, the woman that doesn't want to commit either because she's fear of abandonment. So this is how it is. Even though she complains like, oh my gosh, she's not texting. But part of it's like, but this feels safe too. Because then maybe my heart won't get broken afterwards. I mean, it is starting to break. It's breaking anyway because you're falling for the person.
right,
Like, you're trying your
right.
hardest, right? And like you said, coming in, I've seen women, like you said, it's like coming in and saving people, right? Oh, just got out of a relationship, so let me come in and swoop you off your feet.
And that's all ego. It's like,
Yes,
is it even about him? Oh
yes,
no.
yes, it's about you, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but we usually date. A lot of times we date to try to we replay this, hoping that it'll we'll fix it, right? It's like, oh, let me
Right.
try to fix it by dating the same type of person, and it never works.
And it never
Never
works.
works.
You mentioned earlier about nice guys.
Oh, the nice guys.
I would love for you to talk a little bit about that. What constitutes as a nice guy that nowadays
Well,
or
when you've
just
dated
in
a bad
general?
boy, you date the bad boys, you're like, oh, this is nice guys.
This is a nice as long as he's like not kicking puppies, he's a nice guy.
Well, I hear this with my
Yeah.
clients too. Oh, he's too nice. Maybe that's someone that does
Oh,
call all the time, maybe checks in with
all the
you,
time.
you know, says hello, takes you out. But instead, people are like, "Oh, but I want someone a little rough." This just. And I remember saying that. Like, why did I say that? Like, oh, someone that's a little. I remember tossing away the nice guys. And I'm like, what did I do that for? I just wanted someone that mistreated me. What was that? Again, that was that worth.
Right.
Like, no, it's I want somebody that's cool and we'll go out drinking, having a good time, and yeah, then we'll just be wild, and he'll call me when he wants to. I'm like, what was I thinking?
Girl, what? No.
And I hear that too, and I question my clients. I'm like, well, and the nice guy, what's wrong with that? Well, don't know. It's like, I don't know. When you get down to it and you kind of ask, you're like, what's wrong with the nice guy? Well, like, no. And I want them to explain to
No.
me, like,
Yes.
what's wrong? Yeah, I don't know. It's just not, or it's just not fun. It's okay. But it's not about him being nice. If he's just not fun, he's just not
Interesting.
fun. And that's okay. But, you want a nice guy. Don't we all, everybody?
Yeah.
But if they're just not fun for you, that's something totally different. So I don't know. Maybe it's more. And looking back at my history too, I'm like, yeah, maybe I just felt they were kind of blonde. They didn't have the sense of humor that I really wanted. But again, I
Yeah.
labeled it, and my clients labeled it the nice guy. The nice guys are sitting there
Right.
going, oh, as my husband's was. He said he was labeled the nice guy.
Oh, really? Oh,
He was the one that was the
interesting.
single for long time, and all the other guys would get the girls. So yeah, I married the nice guy.
I think there's nothing wrong with the nice guy.
No, but totally. I mean, he has a great sense of humor, but it took me a while to get there. Finally, when I was ready, and I went, well, of course I want a nice guy. What is this? Right, waking up to the worth conversation. There's another.
I have noticed, even with my clients, that there is this trend of like, women don't know women don't know what they want, so they should just try to date outside of what they want, like that kind of thing, or, what you haven't dated before.
Sure.
And I've even had some clients that are like, they've tried to date people they're not actually sexually, there's not a sexual chemistry there, like the person's really nice and they might be good looking and all the things, but like there's not a sexual attraction. Like, how much do you think sexual chemistry is part of attraction?
I think it's huge because when it gets down to when I'm talking to my clients, and they'll go on dates, right? And they'll come back, and I think there's got to be some attraction. And I tell people, go out with them a few times. Go out with them, but there has to be some. It has to be there. I do
It has
believe
to be
that.
there.
Yeah. Again, maybe if you've been friends for a long time, like actually my husband and I were
Right.
friends for a long time, and then I think we started doing happy hours with everybody, and I'm just like, look, well, I never looked at you that way, but let me take a look. Okay, and then it started to happen.
Yeah.
But I think, and again, I've given the same, suggestion about, hey, why don't you try, dating outside your box or something totally
Right.
different. And I have people do their list, and then I'll have them read back to me, and I'm like, all their, wants and what they want, right? And we'll kind of look at it. And I really have people do also a values exercise because the list can be very, superficial. But what comes down to values, I think, is the most important.
Right.
Right. Again, but the attraction, of course, needs to be there. But when people do the values list, they're like, oh, okay, this is what's really important because they're there, they're inside of you. They don't change usually. And so that's what they're like, okay, this is what I value. I value family. I want somebody that values family. I value, art, and I really want someone that I really want to go to art museums. And it's okay to have the non-negotiable, like, hey, I want to raise my clients to travel, my family to travel. I really want someone to travel because that's important to me.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, those are non-negotiables. Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder, well, I think this is one of the reasons I think it's so important to talk with, someone who's like a counselor, a therapist, like, because in astrology, you can look at like the father line, you can look at the mother line, and you can see like, oh, this is the way that situation went,
Yeah.
or this is why that was that way. But astrology chart is a workbook, and I'm often like, you can announce that day. People announce day and night, like it's my father wound. That's the reason, right? But you really need somebody who can work it through with you. It's like, I mean, a lot of people are doing like AI therapy now,
Yes,
and
I've heard. Yeah, am I going to be
right?
replaced? What?
And I mean, it happened quick, girl. I was like,
Yes.
did none of y'all see Terminator? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, okay,
Yes,
like I was
it's
just like,
happened.
it's
There.
like really y'all just drank the Kool-Aid real quick. But
Yes.
like that idea of like someone is, they love that. And I do think that AI has that ability to like pinpoint it and like, oh, I feel seen, like
Yeah,
you get
yes.
me, right?
Yes.
Not understanding that AI is an
Yeah.
amalgamation of all
Yep.
of our
All of the
opinions, right?
opinions. That's right. That's right.
And the internet is as healthy as we are as a
Yeah.
collective. And I don't know how healthy we are, right? Just saying.
Just
But
saying, girl.
but yeah, it's really, and also I've even noticed with astrology, it's
Mm,
like I love the fact that people can go use AI for their astrology, like put in things and
yes.
get really succinct, especially for people who can't afford sessions or readings. And
Sure.
I think that's the point. AI, hopefully, technology was meant to make things more
Yes.
universal and more
Yes.
accessible, right?
Yes.
Well, I have noticed though that it is just an amalgamation of what we put into it, and so it's getting to the point now where we're putting the wrong things into
Oh,
it. So it's like
yes.
I've been
Oof.
working with different people on astrology products, and we're going like AI is. I'm like, that's not right. Like you put that in there, and
Yeah.
it was the wrong
It was the
thing.
wrong
And it's
thing.
I
Yep.
only noticed it was wrong because I'm an astrologer.
Yes.
Otherwise you're
Yes.
thinking AI said I'm this, and
Yeah.
I'm supposed to meet such and such at
Such.
this
Yep.
point, you know? So I
Yes.
really want to, I'm really happy to have you on because I really want to stress like we have these tools,
Yes.
but human connection and human support and that
Yes.
emotional support container,
Yes.
nothing can
Yes.
beat that,
That's it. That is
you
it. It's
know?
like and everybody's so different. Every woman
Right.
that walks into my office or signs online, it's like everybody has a different father story. They can come from the
Mhm.
same town, maybe their father left the same day,
Right,
but
girl.
they're gonna see it different. They're gonna
Yeah.
see it different, right? So it's
Right.
tailoring. I don't have a one size fits all. It's like, who is this person sitting in front of me? What is your dating pattern? What was your relationship before dad left?
Mm.
A lot of times people come in with mom because after dad left, man, that relationship with mom just really was bad. So we talk about that.
Mm.
And then everybody thinks, oh, I just have this mom stuff, mom, mom, mom. And then they're like, oh, I guess the dad stuff too.
Oh,
The dad
right.
stuff too. But usually it's relationships and mom that'll bring them in. Yeah, because everybody's like, oh,
Gotcha.
dad doesn't matter. It's fine. He's not here.
I know he wasn't there,
Wasn't
so I
there,
wasn't
so that doesn't
affected.
affect me. Oh, yes, it
Yeah,
does.
as it does. Yeah, it's a stew you were cooking in, you
Yep,
know?
that's it. That's right. And mom can't be both. I mean, my mom tried, right? Especially with me and my
Right.
brother, but it's like it's not the same. It's not the same.
No, and it
No,
shouldn't be,
no.
like we really are. Yeah. I'm so glad to have you here.
Thank
I
you.
think during this transit of Saturn and Aries, which
Yes.
will be here for about 2.5 years,
Yes.
there's going to be a lot more people wanting to
Yes.
work on this and
Yes.
find that
Yes.
inner security that comes with,
Yes.
becoming their own hero,
That's
finding
right.
their inner dad, reparenting, maybe even
Yes.
reaching out and trying to heal that relationship with their father.
Yes.
I think a lot of people are
Yes.
going to be needing your services.
Thank you. And I was thinking about the word hero, and I'm like, ooh, when we were prepping, and I went, hero is about courage, right? And how can we become our own hero? We can, get the courage to call, email a therapist, the support system. I mean, it
Right.
takes a lot, but we are here. We are here. But that's it. It's like just that first step,
That first
that
step.
first step, right? And
It's
then we get,
brave.
yeah, it's brave. It's brave. And there's got to be a bit of, it's, you get there and it's like, yeah, we can help you, all this stuff that, maybe part of it is that we can help as clinicians and support systems start that. We talked about what can we look at, as a father figure, the safety, right? Feel safe
Right.
in, the office. And I really try to, get that with my clients, even from the first consultation call. It's all about, here I am, I'm here to support you. And clients, they just feel it on the phone. They're like, yes, I want to, start working with you because it's that, okay. It seems like I feel safe with her. I feel like I can be vulnerable. So let me get this started. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
this
not
is
going to
this is
get
amazing.
judged.
Yeah, not gonna get judged. Right? She understands
Yeah.
me. Just like,
He said,
yeah, inner dad, that, if again we're parenting, his parents hopefully understand, and dad wish he would have
Yeah.
understood, and so hopefully she'll understand me.
Uh,
Yeah.
I love that. So
Yes.
how can people connect with you?
So my website, www.peacefulthoughtstherapy.com.
I
And
love
then I'm
that.
on Instagram and Facebook, Peaceful Thoughts Therapy. I have a YouTube channel, Peaceful Thoughts with Mpho, where I talk about father wound stuff. And then what do I have here? Oh, so can I talk about my free offer for your listeners?
Please.
Okay, I will. So we're talking about waking up to your worth, and I was like, oh, let me create I love doing meditation. So I created a guided meditation. Not sure the title yet, probably You Are Worthy or something like that. So just something that when you're feeling not worthy, or you just want to pump yourself up each day, you just turn it on and you listen to my soothing voice, around waking up to your worth. It's fun. I love writing them, and I wrote it, and I'm so excited to have you guys listen to it. And then it'll come with 7 days of worthiness exercises. So
Oh, I love
that's
that.
a bundle.
I'm excited.
Yes, I'm excited. And then I also have for Father's Day, I did a bundle. So Healing What Was Missing, if anybody wants that, that's a free download. Gentle Reflections, 30-day journal for busy women. That's a journal. It's a downloadable, $13.99. And then I have a course on loving yourself, 28 days, and that's $97. So
I love that. It's like a
it's
jump
fine.
start.
I know, jumpstart, yes. And
You,
thank you for inviting me.
um,
I was like, oh my god, it's a Bad Gary's podcast.
well, I'm very excited that, this is a time of collective healing.
Yes,
And
yes,
I believe I don't believe like astrologically, this is the period when we are meant to wake up to our own
oh yeah,
collective worth,
oh
right?
yes,
And I
yes,
think it's not a mistake that we have things like AI basically coming in and saying, how worthy are you, right?
yes,
Who
yes,
are you
yep,
when you don't have a job title and you don't have a bunch of money and you don't have all these things? What makes you like, do you know your own worth,
yes. And the
right?
number one thing that I forgot to say in all of this is that not you can't earn worth, you can't be worth, you can't do worth. Worth is from within. It's already there. You were born worthy. And that's the piece. All the promotions in the world are not going to make you more worthy. All the friends on Instagram and all the businesses you start, all the money you make, all the relationships. Oh, I finally got married. Now I'm worthy. I got a man. None of that matters. You are worthy already. You
And
are
all on
worthy.
your own. Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I love what you said about your own worth attracts and
Yes.
aligns with
Yes.
with the person who's at that space
That's
with
it.
you.
That's it.
That's what I've
Yes.
discovered
Oh yeah.
myself.
Oh
Yeah.
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 So
It's
it's
like
like,
start
okay,
with
how do I
you.
get my worth? Let me get my worth up so I can, meet people that are just, have their worth. But again, it's all inside. And I realized that. I'm like, oh, because I kept striving. Let me do this, this, this. I'm like, let me just be. Let
Yeah.
me just be. So
And then
today
you
I was
showed
like,
up.
let me put on all this makeup. I'm going to put on some makeup because I got to, I said, look, here. I got mascara, lipstick. Again, the worth is from within. I have to remind myself too, and I want people to know that you are going to have to remind yourself. It's not just
Right.
automatically there. It'll pop
No.
in and go, oops, not worthy. Well, yes, I am. Right? It just happens
Yes.
quicker. It just happens quicker.
It's a constant gardening, I think.
Yep.
Like my garden teaches me all the time. It's like last time I was at my garden, it was like my community garden plot, and my neighbor next to me, he was like, "You're always here weeding," and I'm like, "Yeah,
Yes.
there's more weed. Like they keep coming back."
That's a great
Like they're
example. Yes.
it's just like
Yes.
they keep coming back. They
Yes.
like the soil. I
Yep.
made some good soil. They like the healthy plants. They
That's
keep
right.
rolling up because it's
That's
like you
right.
made a nice little nest for us,
Yes. Yes.
So
Oh my goodness.
if you are healthy, my
Sure.
feeling is if you are healthy, you're going to literally attract weeds, okay?
Yes.
So you got to be
Yes.
constantly
You got to
weeding,
be weeding. Yep. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
life.
it's okay.
That's life.
Thank you so
Wow.
much for being here, Mpho. I'm so happy for people to hear this episode.
Yes, me too. Thank you for having me.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here. And I will definitely put Mpho's contact information in the show notes. You can always reach out to her, like she said, and just get to know her, just get to
Yes.
get her vibe, get into that safety, get into that cocoon.
Hmm.
These next 2 years are where we are going to need it to become our own heroes. And I'm really excited of what she's offering you. So until next time, everyone, take care.